empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been.
So a hugely successful weekend for both Chelsea and Arsenal, who go head-to-head at the weekend. So for this Champions League match day 5, we've gone for Chelsea against Barcelona and Arsenal against Bayern Munich. First up on your Tuesday night is Chelsea against Barcelona. Here on Realltom Football, and all the build-up is on the way. evening, everybody, folks, and welcome back aboard to Reals Football. My name is Tom. And I'll bring you the watch along tonight, everybody, for Chelsea, who take on Barcelona live in the UEFA Champions League phase. If you do or are watching the stream on the replay, please do make sure that you are leaving a like on the stream, hit that subscribe button if you are new, and thank you very much indeed, folks, to everybody who joins here today. Kickoff is coming your way at 8 o'clock in the Champions League, and remember, this is your Amazon Prime Video Tuesday top pick as well. So free of charge coverage included in your Amazon Prime subscription to watch this match, of course, with it being Tuesday's top pick. And first in is Fraser, who is backing Barcelona for the win tonight. Well, a very good evening to you, Fraser. How are you doing? And welcome aboard to anybody else who I'm sure will very shortly after Fraser join us in the chat. We'll head straight into the poll. Where currently right now, it is 100% of tonight's voting. Only 2 votes backing Barcelona to win. Don't forget, folks, to let us know via that poll who you think is going to win tonight in this one between Chelsea and Barcelona. So I mentioned just a minute ago that Chelsea and Arsenal are going head-to-head at the weekend, and that is correct. And I must say that in a North London derby where Tottenham really let themselves down, there was a lot of talk about Chelsea, and I mentioned the word vulnerable a lot involving them, and I stick with my analysis about that with them. But when we look at Barcelona and their high line, does that potentially leave them a bit vulnerable, or is that going to favour Barcelona into triggering Chelsea's sort of vulnerabilities before Barcelona give Chelsea a chance to get into this game and get on top? It's one of those types of games really where I think both sides have their vulnerabilities, and it should be exciting if you ask me. It should be an exciting affair at the bridge. That is the message. I have gone for a brutal prediction against Chelsea. I just think that Barcelona are so well equipped for a fixture like this, and I think that we go back to that quote of triggering Chelsea's vulnerabilities. I think that if you ask me in European football, there's not many better teams to do that than Barcelona. So yeah, that's my thoughts. But I'm sure we'll get some mixed opinions on this match tonight from you lot. And we do appreciate your mixed opinions. And of course, tomorrow needs no introduction, but Arsenal are taking on Bayern Munich at the Emirates Stadium. It is the second of 3 home games in 4 for Arsenal, and 3 London derbies in 4 for Arsenal. We, of course, will be having 1 away game at Stamford Bridge at the weekend. Then it's back to being at home for the Brentford game, which is 1 week tomorrow. And a reminder that there will be an attendance alert to let you guys know that I will be there at the Emirates for that Arsenal-Brentford fixture. So Arsenal Bayern Munich tomorrow, but Chelsea, will they be able to get over their vulnerabilities and beat Barcelona? Or will Barcelona master it at the bridge? Let's find out by checking the team news. So UEFA.com/Champions League. Away we go. And the 5:45 kickoffs have seen Galatasaray down to 10 men, beaten 1-0 at home to Union SG. Big win for them. Ajax lost 2-0 to Benfica today at home. And the 8 o'clock kickoffs include Marseille against Newcastle, Bodo Glimt against Juventus, Slavia Prague take on Athletic Club in the Czech Republic, Napoli or against Qarabağ, Borussia Dortmund are against Villarreal, Manchester City take on Bayer Leverkusen, and the game that we've got tonight is Chelsea against Barcelona. Before we move on, we've got Better Slips live and in play, which includes, of course, before anything else, the Ladbrokes 1-2-3, which is live and in play. We have gone for Borussia Dortmund, Newcastle, Napoli, and Hull City all to win. A draw between Middlesbrough and Coventry in the Championship. 50p on this one returns £28.98. There is a price boost for Borussia Dortmund, Chelsea and Manchester City all to win. £1 stake today, returns £5.50. And then we've gone for a bet builder on this one for Barcelona to win or draw over 1.5 goals, over 3.5 cards, and over 6.5 corners. That's a £2.95 return of a £1 stake. And then the Ladbrokes 123 is live and in play across the Champions League tomorrow for Arsenal to win 1-0 against Bayern Munich, Liverpool to beat PSV Eindhoven 3-1, PSG to beat Spurs 4-0. And remember, those three scorelines do coincide with my Super 6 predictions as well. So if I predict it on here, it's the same on Super 6. Okay, we move on then. So let's have a look at the team news between Chelsea and Barcelona, and also the match information, because there's quite a fair bit of that to sort out. So let's clean it up and let's get you into the teams, which sees Rob Sanchez in goal for Chelsea, a back four today, of Malo Gusto, Wesley Fofana, Trevor Chalobah and Mark Cucurella in a back four behind a midfield, which is split into two parts, seeing defensive two of Reece James going in midfield today. Quite interesting that, as the captain, and joining Moises Caicedo. Then the attacking midfield three in front is Estevao, Enzo Fernandez and Alejandro Garnacho, but the lone striker is Pedro Neto, and on the bench for Chelsea, with the reminder that there is no Cole Palmer, as he is sidelined after a toe injury at home, and it's a free-match sidelining, which includes the game against Burnley, which has just gone, this game, and also the game on Sunday, which might benefit us. Okay, their bench sees Jorgensen on the bench, Adebayo, Tosin Adebayo, Benoit Badiashile, Liam Delap, Jamie Bino, Gittins, Andre Santos, João Pedro, Hato, Tyreek George, Josh Ashimpong, Mark Guyu, Facundo Bonanotta, signed from Brighton, and that is it. Then for Barcelona and Hansi Flick, it is Joan Garcia who begins in goal, a back four of Jules Koundé, Ronald Araujo, the captain, Kabasi and Balde in the back four behind a midfield three of Fermin Lopez, Eric Garcia and Frankie de Jong, I think. Frankie de Jong. Front three, Ferran Torres, Robert Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal. And then on the bench for Barcelona is Wojciech Szczesny, former Arsenal goalkeeper of a long time ago, Koshin, Rafinha, Marcus Rashford, Andreas Christensen, former Chelsea player back in the day, Casado, Gerard Martin, Dani Olmo, Bernal, Dro Fernandez, and Bargji. They are one short of Chelsea on the bench tonight, Barcelona, but I don't think that will affect them in the near slightest. Plenty of options on the bench there, including two goalkeepers. It is 11th against 12th. We will go for a full in-depth look at the league table in a minute, though, so we won't go too much into that little thing there. But we've gone for Chelsea. We've got Chelsea on fine form at the minute. 4 wins in the last 5, winning 2, drawing 1, then another win, 2 wins, and it's head-to-head between these two. 4 wins for Chelsea, 6 draws, and 4 wins for Barcelona. Barcelona have scored 22 goals against Chelsea. Chelsea have scored only 19. And Barcelona, 3 wins out of the last 5, 1 draw, and 1 defeat. That defeat was 4 matches ago, though. The most recent result was a victory at home, quite comfortably, need I say, as well. And I can't remember the opponent, but it was a comfortable Barcelona victory. We move into the team, to the match information, which sees Stamford Bridge as the host stadium in London, West London to be exact. It is a partly cloudy night with a 6-degree heat. The pitch is excellent, humidity at 84%, and the wind speeds at 11 kilometres an hour. Refereeing team is Slovakian. Slavko Vincic is the main official. Assistants for him are Tomasz Klancznik and Andraz Kovacic. Full official is David Schmach, and then it's a German VAR team of Christian Dingert, and the assistant VAR is Benjamin Brand. Finally, a quick check on to the league table of the league phase, where just a reminder that Arsenal are in the top 2 with Bayern Munich. Only goal difference is, not even that. It's, in fact, goals 4 that is separating us, with level goal difference, level everything. And that is why it is such a big game tomorrow Inter Milan in close proximity, but goal difference for them is what's holding them back from getting into the top two. These two teams are not in our Champions League top 8, but they are in the playoff places. Barcelona in 11th right now, and they have the chance to move on to 8 points with a draw today. That would be a level on points with Tottenham. Goal difference will probably favour Barcelona in this case by tomorrow, because PSG are expected to comfortably beat Spurs. So yeah, but 3 points for Barcelona will put them into the top 8, and it will put them level on points with Manchester City dependent on their result against Bayer Leverkusen later, and they could move potentially up to 4th. And Chelsea on 7 points also, plus 3 goal difference to them. Bit of improvement needed, but it is the same outcomes for them really as well. So that is what the league table looks like. And right at the bottom, I'm sorry to say it, but it is Ajax. Wow. I can't believe that's Ajax. I mean, you think of Kairat Almaty in there, Copenhagen, Slavia Prague, and yet, Paphos as well, Club Brugge, but Ajax. Well, there you go. That's a bit of interesting information. Not from the viewing of an Ajax fan, but of course, it is what it is. I don't think they'll be getting to the knockout phases of the Champions League this year. I don't even think that will earn them a relegation to the UEFA Europa League. So not looking great from the Ajax point of view. But for Arsenal, Bayern Munich and Inter Milan, we can all but say that we are in the top 8 and by an absolute certainty. But it is a huge game tomorrow, and you won't want to miss it. But before that, it is a big game between these two. Either one with a chance with 3 points to move into the top 8. So here we go. If you haven't already, do make sure you are smashing a like on the stream. And as well, don't forget to say hello in the chat, because we do like people saying hello to us. And folks, tonight we've got no Agua. We have got a Monster, but I've left it in the fridge because there is a teeny tiny bit of Coca-Cola. I think I'll save the Monster for tomorrow, even though Coca-Cola are the proud partner of Are they partner of Arsenal? I think they might be. Most certainly the Premier League now. Let's have a little look. Yeah, it's really simple to find out who Arsenal sponsors is, by the way. You just go to the bottom of the website in the black/grey, and there are our sponsors. So I will proceed now to look for the Coca-Cola logo, and if it's there, yeah, Coca-Cola are indeed sponsors of Arsenal, so I should have saved it for tomorrow, but hey-ho. Tom don't care. And one thing I will say is that I don't ever drink Pepsi on stream. You will not find a stream with me drinking Pepsi. So respect to Coca-Cola from Realltom Football. I think Pepsi's wank, by the way. Sorry, but I'm a Coca-Cola guy. So, yeah, there you go. Those are the referees now in the screen view with a little banner of their names on the screen. But that's not important because I've already read those out to you. And just before we kick off, Reece James and the Barcelona captain both have an exchange. Yes, but I also have feelings for Middlesbrough. And I feel quite strongly about Middlesbrough coming into this league. I mean, I explained that quite explicitly yesterday, to be fair, about how the Premier League would not be complete without Middlesbrough. So, yes, that's good news in the fact that Coventry are getting closer to coming to the Premier League, I suppose. But both of those, yeah. I really do want Middlesbrough up with Coventry. It's not just the case of I'll take one. Coventry coming up will, of course, make me somewhat happy because I've been wanting it since Luton won that playoff final, really, because I felt sorry for them. But I still won't be satisfied if Borough don't come up with them. I'm sorry, but I won't. I will not be satisfied if Borough don't come up with Coventry. Anyways, we will keep you posted on the affair between Borough and Coventry in the EFL Championship with a run through the scores at half-time, but it is time for kick-off at Stamford Bridge where Chelsea take on Barcelona. So let's get ready for kick-off. Scoreboards at the ready, and it is going to be at the hands of Enzo Fernandez, the Chelsea captain, to get us underway here. And indeed, in fact, sorry, not Enzo Fernandez, the Chelsea captain. Reece James is the Chelsea captain, but Enzo Fernandez gets us underway, and we are underway. So here we go. Flag up against Robert Lewandowski there. Early attack from Barcelona. So big occasion tonight. Should be interesting. And who are you backing tonight? And that is Kabasi on the ball for Barcelona. I'm starting to get used to Barcelona. I won't lie to you in saying that I don't think I've performed a watch-along for them before this season, surprisingly. I mean, I can seamlessly watch Real Madrid and give you pretty much full fluent commentary, but Barcelona, I'm still getting used to some of the players. Lewandowski down on the deck. Issue for him. Were we late for kickoff or? I think we might have been because according to Prime, we are 2 minutes in at 8:03 and the delay is only supposed to be 10 seconds. I think I might just quickly hop onto SofaScore to investigate that because I'm a little bit concerned that either the game's kicked off late or there is a bit more delay on Prime today. No, there isn't. The game did kick off late. The game did kick off late. So no, we are bang on in terms of the time. There is no delay with Prime or an issue. It is a late kickoff. Malo Gusto onto Estevao. And by the way, Estevao currently, I know, takes the thumbnails for us, but that is only a temporary fix. If Cole Palmer is to be back in time for the Arsenal game at the weekend, he will make the thumbnail. Garnacho teases it in and kept alive. And it's a tap-in right on the line. Enzo Fernandez goes off celebrating. I don't think this is going to count, though. Slavko Vincic has said handball, not offside, handball. Well, Barcelona probably haven't had enough time to trigger Chelsea's vulnerabilities. But when we talk about triggering them and we go back to that Man United-Chelsea game, it took Man United about 10 seconds to start triggering the vulnerabilities because they went fast at the off. So that's no excuse. And it's a good start by Chelsea. Was it chest onto the arm? Not sure. The goal has been disallowed, though. We are back underway, and it will not be a goal for Chelsea, and it keeps my 3-0 Barcelona prediction in play. It was brutal from me, that, but Barcelona just seem like one of those sides that can give Chelsea a really stinky day here. I mean, look, if Liverpool can lose 3-0 at Anfield twice in a season to Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest, then Chelsea definitely can lose 3-0 at home to anybody. And here's a chance. It's a spot of Boffa, and how has Ferran Torres missed that chance? It's a sitter. I know, it is a sitter. Oh dear. Chelsea caught out, playing out from the back. Barcelona work it well on the toes, high line. And that, from Ferran Torres, should be hitting the back of the net of Rob Sanchez. So both teams could have nearly been 1-0 up. Barcelona missing a sitter and Chelsea having a goal ruled out. And by the way, I'm so glad that somebody told me that there was a second edition of the Gary Neville podcast yesterday released, because I didn't see it. So yes, now I've got something to listen to later. I do listen to every Gary Neville podcast, I'll have you know. Esteval. Enzo Fernandez. Garnacho on the left and Cucurella with the ball across. It was not bad movement from Chelsea. Into the 8th minute, approaching the 9th. We are goalless at the minute. But like I mentioned, either side could have been 1-0 up in the early stage of this first half. Plenty of time to go, and it is on an end-to-end basis. Chelsea a little bit more attacking at the minute than Barcelona. Caicedo with the cutback. Reece James from range straight at Joan Garcia. Good play by Caicedo. Excellent cutback by him to Reece James. Hits it right on the money. Ball lands just in time for Reece James to get it down and get a nice clasp of the ball, and then not a bad effort. Little bit powerless and too readable, really. And it's 3-3 for Harvey Barnes, because there has been a goal alert coming through at Marseille. Newcastle take an early lead away from home, and it is 3-3 for Harvey Barnes. So, goal flash for you there. It is Newcastle 0. It's Marseille 0, Newcastle 1. And 3-3 for Harvey Barnes. Torres, yeah, heavy touch again. I mean, Gusto was in a good position to put him off, I suppose, but has to be better than the first touch. So Ferran Torres gets on with the long throw, and there's been... No, that's the same goal alert. So 2 goal alerts for the same goal for Newcastle on Prime, but no worries. Boldane. And now De Jong, Frankie De Jong. And here he is again, being held up by James. And now Koundé. Promising move for Barcelona this if they can play their cards right. It's a lovely 1-2. It's slightly behind. It's still alive. Lewandowski couldn't quite get his shot away on the turn. It's still alive there for Barca. And in the end, Neto's position was good enough to put the Barca attacker off. Got himself in the way, made himself a nuisance. And he's appealing for a foul against Kabasi. Let's see if there was contact. I mean, there was contact to the knee with the raised stud. I think it was accidental, though, and I suppose you kind of lose lenience a bit, really, towards Pedro Neto for the fact he was making himself a nuisance in that situation. Almost uncontrollable, really, that foul. I think it's the right call by the referee and a good judgment of the situation. Won't quite reach Lewandowski. Barca having less of the ball, but starting to pick up some momentum in the game. And that should be comfortably read and cut out by Ronald Araujo there, in which he does. No need to use Garcia, clearing the ball away. And free kick to Chelsea there. Foul that I didn't quite see. Maybe a shirt pull or something. And responsibility is going to be for Chalobah to take this short free kick, in which goes short to Malo Gusto. And Estevao on the right. James, back to Estevao. Has he got the pace to run down the right? No, he hasn't. Doesn't even try. Oh, nice. Lovely ball through by Yamal. And Torres cuts it back to Frankie De Jong, who switches it out to Lamine Yamal. 2 in front of him. Koundé. De Jong. Back out wide to Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal's cross. Good area. And there was contact, I think, from Fermin Lopez, who's hurt himself in the process of that. And it was straight at Rob Sanchez anyway. Have a look at the replay. Does Fermin Lopez just get caught by Chalobah there? See. Get some minor contact, maybe a kick in the back of him from Chalobah. I don't think there's enough contact. It's the side of the knee of Chalobah onto the knee of Fermin Lopez. And I think it's just him trying to do his defending business. And I thought for a split second then that guy on the touchline was Roman Abramovich. He looks like him, but it wasn't. Blimey. No, he's long gone, isn't he? How Chelsea fans would love that era back. Yamal tried to just clip one in, but I mean, I don't want to say the wrong idea, but not really effective unless you... Yeah, it's... Just tried to clip it over the top. I don't think it was an applicable idea for that situation. A nice flat ball through is what you want, really. Here comes Frankie de Jong. And Koundé. Back to Joan Garcia, but Barcelona is definitely getting more of a feel of the ball now in this game. Chelsea with a flurryful start, but starting to be washed out by Barca here. Interesting ball through the middle. Is it going to be perfect? Sanchez. Now, he comes out. Does he make contact with the player? Because, of course, I mean, I would like to see a replay because, again, referring to that United-Chelsea game, Rob Sanchez has already been sent off for a dot. I said that's really dangerous. I mean, it might not be dog so, but there's contact on the shoulder of a high boot. Studs are showing. Could be a call for serious foul play. I mean, the studs don't make contact, but it's the height of the boot and the fact there is contact to the shoulder, more or less with the kind of underside of the leg, like on the thigh/ankle tendon, the Achilles. But, I mean, it's a very high. I don't think it would have been dog so, but small shout for serious foul play there, I would say. See, with serious foul play, it's all about if there's contact, really. Because it's a case of endangering the safety of an opponent. And I think had his foot been a bit more turned towards the face of the attacker, it would have been a red card because that's when you're endangering the safety of an opponent. The thing that's probably going to let Rob Sanchez off there is the fact that the studs, yes, were showing, but not towards his face. But there was clear contact with the leg onto the shoulder. Chelsea throw in here. Mark Cucurella over it. Been a good game to watch. Football's been end to end. And Ferran Torres on his way. Challenge from behind is a really good one by Chalobah. It looked to be perfectly timed. And you have to be so careful going from behind making the tackle because probably about 80% out of 100, it's a foul. But that was well timed. Really good timing. It was Caicedo as well. Perfection. Just sweeps the ball away. Yes, of course. He uses the ball to sweep the foot away as well. But the important thing is that the challenge is timed well. And the contact is first with the ball. And the ball is what sweeps the leg away, not the attacker's foot. Sorry, the defender's foot in Caicedo. Great tackle. And this could be interesting if I think it's too heavy for Gusto, yeah. It looked like a scissor ball through, and it was. It was just a bit too heavy for Gusto, and it was bobbling along the ground. Favours the goalkeeper, really, when it's doing that. What a ball. Just a bit too heavy and, yeah, bobbly along the ground. Enzo Fernandez has not got a lot of room to manoeuvre, but he gets it to Cucurella. Chelsea have got 4 forward at the minute. I think they themselves have got a bit of a high line on tonight. I mean, Barcelona have always got a high line, but I mean, you look at the amount of space that's open there. I mean, they are extremely vulnerable, Chelsea. And of course, you know, if Barca want to do it, they're clever enough to trigger those vulnerabilities. But it's been a good game so far. It's about. It's exactly what we need to focus on tomorrow, I think, on Sunday. I know that obviously I'm going a game ahead of myself from an Arsenal point of view, but I mean, I did say it the other day in the fact that I would just. It's a bit irrelevant, tomorrow's game. It's a big game. It's an important game in the Champions League, I understand, but when I'm saying from an Arsenal point of view in the position we're in right now, obviously I'm not taking anything, you know, too seriously with the Premier League table, but I would always, when we are in the position we're in, take the Champions League as second priority and put the Premier League first. I do think that there is bigger fish to fry for us this season than winning the Champions League, in winning the Premier League. So, I mean, it's still an important game tomorrow, but I think that the game against Chelsea at the weekend is a bigger fish to fry. And I think that when we talk about how vulnerable Chelsea are, we've got to focus on triggering those vulnerabilities. And I think that a key way to do that is by replicating what United did to them. Oh, it's in. And it's offside again. It won't count again. 2 disallowed goals in 22 minutes for Chelsea. Yeah, it's offside. And come on, welcome to you. Good to see you. Welcome on. Yeah, it's offside for me all day. I don't have a doubt in my mind that that's offside. There is a VAR check in progress on the goal. And if you haven't already, do make sure you are smash a like on the stream, hit the subscribe, and if you are new, but most importantly right now, smash a like on the stream, just the one at the minute. Let's aim to get to 5. Come on, you guys. And VAR check in progress on the Chelsea disallowed goal, but for me, offside all day. And that check is complete, and it is no goal. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of one of the things that really sways me towards the Champions League, I suppose, as an Arsenal fan. And slipped through beautifully. Pedro Neto should really score, but he was wrong side, and it's a big miss. But I think that bias of wanting to be a European trophy holder in London has still got to be swept aside because, I mean, this is 3 years ago that I started saying this, but I would always say win a Premier League title before doing anything else, because that, for Arsenal, is the priority. For me, it is anyway. But because of how many title races, I don't think that a Premier League title will be enough for us this season, and I'm not going to just accept the Premier League title. I would like to see the Carabao Cup would be a great addition because it's a trophy in March. It adds to our confidence. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm standing. I don't care. I will focus on my club's parades when we have one. Although, actually, we aren't really a parade club. I don't think we would have a parade, to be fair. I don't think we're the type of club that would do it. With the open-top bus and all that lot. Personally, I don't think we would. Fernandez, I mean, I wouldn't favour it. Towards Gusto. Chalobah has to be careful of Robert Lewandowski, who in his Bayern days was a monster of a striker. Here is Estevao for Chelsea. And Alejandro Garnacho. And Enzo Fernandez. Oh, beautiful, brilliant block. Last ditch. Balde going to ground, sticking out a leg. That was on target. And Joan Garcia didn't look in a position to save that. Potentially a goal-saving block there. And it is something that I don't like, a short corner routine, but Cucurella has space on the byline, cuts it right across and in. And will this one stand? It's the third time Chelsea had the ball in the back of the net. Of course, there'll be a question of offside again. It didn't look onside. But for now, this time they have the lead. And I said, I don't like the short corner routine. Didn't look like it was going to go anywhere, but Estevao plays it back to his buddy. Could Cucurella be offside? I don't know. There. But it's a great pass from Garnacho to Cucurella. And it's all about him on that byline. What does he do? And I always favour a player to go to the byline. It is something that you must do in football because it causes chaos. There was a nutmeg and it's an own goal. It is an own goal as well by Jules Koundé, if it stands. It does stand, the goal. And it's a Jules Koundé own goal. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. I think it's time to have a look at SofaScore because I want to have a look at the other scores in the Champions League. I haven't had too many alerts from Prime. And I can tell you the current scores on the doors are Manchester City 0 by, oh my word. It is Manchester City 0, Bayer Leverkusen 1. And it is Alejandro Grimaldo with the goal there. Bayer Leverkusen leading Manchester City at the Etihad. That is a wow. I mean, that is A surprise and a half. Manchester City 0, Bayer Leverkusen 1. Bodo Glimt 1-0 up against Juventus through Ole Didrik Blomberg. Napoli 0, Qarabag 0, Borussia Dortmund 0, Villarreal 0, Marseille 0, Newcastle 1, and Slavia Prague 0, Athletic Club 0. In the EFL Championship, as things stand, the scores on the doors are Middlesbrough 1, Coventry 2, Hull 0, Ipswich Town 0, Stoke City 3, Charlton Athletic 0. 3 goal scorers for Stoke in the first half. Sorba Thomas with 2 and Million Manhoef. Norwich are half-time leading 1-0 against Oxford United through a 29th-minute goal from Yvonne Makama. Currently 1-1 between Watford and Preston North End. The first goal was scored by Daniel Jemison in the 22nd minute. 45 minutes plus 1 equaliser from Watford through Maladou Doumbia. And that was a 45 plus 1 just scored. And that is 1-1 at Vicarage Road. Southampton comfortably ahead against Leicester, 2-0 up in 23 minutes through goals from Taylor Harwood-Bellis and Finn Azars. And Swansea City 0, Derby County 1. Derby looking to get back to winning ways after a hurtful defeat to Watford at home at the weekend, breaking their unbeaten streak. Joe Ward with that 34th minute opener against Swansea at the Swansea.com stadium. So half-time is Swansea City 0, Derby County 1. Those are the scores, and we'll get back to you at half-time with any more updates. Card is out from the referee there. Not sure who's got in the book. It was Ronald Araujo who's gone into the book. That's too heavy of a ball, in my opinion. Comfortably read by Charo Chalabar as well. Well, 13 minutes left in the first half. And Barcelona, can they get back into it before the break? I'm not too sure, but it's been an even game. The difference, obviously, is the 2 disallowed goals previous to the one that actually stood for Chelsea. Both teams have been good, but Chelsea, in context of disallowed goals and goals that stand, have had the shooting boots on and not Barca. And I think in the second half, that would influence the introduction to maybe Rashford or somebody like that. Here's Balde, though, for Barcelona. Works it wide to the left. Ferran Torres. And right back across. Shot. It's poor from Yamal. Drags it. Comes onto it well. Has to get the power behind it. He's not set. Leaning forward a bit too much. Just keep your body straight. And just get some power behind that. Ashik, welcome into you. Good to see you. Welcome aboard. Not really, to be fair, Ashik. I've not seen Yamal play well in the 2 games that I've watched Barcelona in this season. I think at the minute he's having a bit of an off-season, really, Yamal. I mean, we'll have to go through his stats at half-time. Maybe it'd be something to look at, but doesn't look that good at the minute, Lamine Yamal. Yeah, I mean, he was a breakthrough player at a young age, and he's still very young. I'm sure that he's still got loads of talent, but from what I've been told and what I've seen, it's not been a great season for Lamine Yamal. Fermin Lopez, good touch. Lamine Yamal. I don't think it's working for Barcelona. I don't think it's working. You know, they're not doing enough of central play, in my opinion. They're relying too much on the wide areas, and the analogy from Monday Night Football yesterday of the Tottenham Arsenal game was that Thomas Frank plays a tactic of trying to force you out wide and lock you down. But we use central areas quite well. Maybe it's a similar situation with how Enzo Maresca's set up Chelsea tonight, because a lot of the players going wide for Barcelona, and it's not quite working out. Well, we're not Stoke City, are we? Come on, Ashik. You've got to give that a rest. We scored 4 open play goals at the weekend. 4. Yes, there was very, very little in terms of set pieces in the North London derby. Because it was too Eze for Arsenal. That is, and that is a bit of Kelly Cates magic. That is. I have to say credit to Kelly Cates for that, because yeah, she ended the show on Sunday with that was Eze for Arsenal. I was like, oh. I've explained it in the fan camp. Terrible. No, I spoke about how, I mean, yeah, no, you should be at least on the penalty spot in those situations. I know, not good enough. Yeah, I criticised him for it. He's had his slap round the wrist from me. And hopefully that'll teach him. I mean, if your team's on the attack, cool. Like, yeah, come out your goal a bit, be on the D or whatever. Be on the centre circle, sorry, or just out in your own half. But you should always make sure that you're back in time. And when you can see the players like at halfway or very close to your half, but in the opponent's half, still be back, because quick counter presses or counter breaks and high breaks and things like that can happen. And it applies to all goalkeepers, but Ryan needs to learn his lesson from that. And yeah, Barca are doing it's too much. They're doing too much of this moving out wide. Like almost every time that I've seen Barca go forward in this match, I've seen players get towards the 25-yard mark and then move their run wide. It needs to stop, because it's not working. Yeah, I think they need to start utilising that second third a bit more and use the central avenues. because the wide avenues just aren't working. That's going to be a yellow card and a free kick for a shirt tug, but it's clear that Chelsea have got a game plan which is covering the wide angles, so you've got to try and use that central avenue of attack. Otherwise, you won't get joy, and you won't trigger those vulnerabilities of Chelsea. Esteban. Yes. I mean, he got held up briefly there by Kabasi, but then he backed off. Going for the tackle, mate. Well, there has been a collision with Malo Gusto. Painful one for him, actually, that. Holding his left shin. Don't think it will force him to come off. Oh, nice drafts. Nice one. Now, interesting fact about Strafter and Portsmouth is that technically Strafter is in the UK and is in England. However, he technically is not in mainland England because I have done a lot of zooming in on Google Maps, and it is confirmed that Portsmouth is the UK's island city. It's an island very, very close to mainland UK, which is connected by roads. So technically, you would need to cross water to get to to get to Strafner. I wasn't stalking you. I was stalking Portsmouth. Bog off. Stop it, Ashley. You're wasting your rupees, mate. Expensive. Because we had this conversation a while ago about, because remember, I converted how much rupees that you said you earn into pounds. But still, it's a lot out of you like. Is it 85p? Is it Indian rupees or Mauritian though? Because remember, Ashik's in Mauritius. Oh, Ronald Araujo has been sent off. Second yellow card. And Barcelona get a double blow. They've not used the central avenues, too much wide play, not be able to break through Chelsea, not triggering those vulnerabilities of Chelsea. And now a red card. It's not good at all for Barcelona, at all. It is not a good look. So there you go, £1.64. salary increases, does it? So what is it now? And I will convert it for you to pounds so that you can. It's an important subject, because I mean, last time we spoke about this, it did show me the difference in economy, really, I guess you could say, because I mean, obviously. I mean, what it converted to would go in 2 minutes in the UK, really. I might do, although actually we could get you on for a fan cam, I suppose, as well. I'll discuss it with you across Insta on the weekend. We're into 2 minutes at a time, by the way. Already played 40 seconds of it, but well, it's up to you. I mean, I would always prefer a fan cam from you, but I'll see. In fact, actually, I'll get you on for Premier League predictions as well, actually, if you don't mind. Nearly at the end of the 2 minutes. Yeah, message me on Insta and I'll sort it with you. Flicks, welcome in. How you doing? Welcome aboard. And that is the halftime whistle. And again, it is another team failing to trigger the vulnerabilities of Chelsea. They get punished, double time, with a red card as well. But a 1-0 deficit between Barcelona and Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, and the halftime score. Chelsea 1, Barcelona 0. And I think it's time for a swig of the very little remaining Coca-Cola for me. Well, Flicks, I have backed Liverpool for victory again. I did back Liverpool for a 2-1 win at the weekend. That didn't quite happen for you. But I've gone for a 3-1 Liverpool win over PSV Eindhoven at the weekend. This tomorrow, whenever it is. Ashik, Chelsea are extremely vulnerable. And I thought that Barcelona would have been able to trigger that to perfection, but they have not come out with the right game plan to do it. Chelsea are very, very vulnerable. It's just a case of, can you trigger the vulnerabilities? If you can't, then Chelsea will have joy. Yeah, it is flat, this, but still nice. If you haven't already, do make sure you are. Smash it a like on stream. Hit subscribe if you are new. And share the channel around with your friends. Also, let us know who you think is going to win via the poll. And on tonight's poll, we've got 71% of the viewing back in Chelsea, to win, 29% back in Barcelona. Once again, if you haven't already, do make sure you are. Smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you are new. And we're going to get... Ooh. We are going to get into the scores where Manchester City have failed to equalise in the first half against Bayer Leverkusen. Just a reminder of that scoreline for you, in which it is a Manchester City 0, Bayer Leverkusen 1. Alejandro Grimaldo scoring in the 23rd minute, and there has been no reply from City at the Etihad. So the half-time score is City 0, Bayer Leverkusen 1. Borussia Dortmund have now taken the lead against Villarreal. A goal from Serhou Guirassy in the second minute of added time in the first half, just actually gone in, has put Dortmund ahead. They lead 1-0. Bodo Glimt are ahead against Juventus through Ole Didrik Blomberg in the 27th minute. And Marseille 0, Newcastle 1, and 3-3 for Harvey Barnes. Scottish Premiership, Motherwell lead. Wow, Motherwell lead Hibernian by 2-0. Elijah Just and Tawanda Maswanhis on the score sheet so far. And Hibernian down to 10 men as well in that one. And the player who was sent off is Grant Hanley. He was shown a straight red card after a VAR check, which saw the yellow card upgraded to red. So it was a straight red card for Grant Hanley, Hibernian, and it is Motherwell 2, 10-man Hibernian, 0 in the Scottish Premiership. I like this music from Volkswagen on their advert. Blooming hell, good advert. Okay, scores. Wow. Middlesbrough 2, Coventry 2, back level again. Bobby Thomas own goal, the latest. Opening goal was from Ellis Sims, and then Liam Kitching made it 2-0. Morgan Whittaker got one back for Middlesbrough, and it's all level. Bobby Thomas, half-time score was 2-1, but it is 2-2 now between Borough and Coventry in that humongous game. Norwich remain 1-0 up against Oxford United through Jovan McCandless's 29th minute goal. Still half-time between Stoke, who lead Charlton Athletic 3-0. 2 goals from Sorba Thomas and Million Manhoef. See Stoke 3-0 up against Charlton at half-time. Swansea City 0, Derby County 1 at the Swansea.com Stadium. Southampton did go in at half-time, leading 3-0 against Leicester, with a second from Taylor Harwood-Bellis after Finn Azars and himself scored earlier in the game. So half-time score is Southampton 3, Leicester City 0, and Leicester are down to 10 men. And the player sent off in that one was Olabade Aluko, and it was a second yellow card for him for a bad foul. Still Watford 1, Preston 1. Let's see if there was anything in League One. There is. And there's 2 games happening in League One where Luton Town are leading Huddersfield Town by a singular goal to 0. Jake Richards on the score sheet in the 33rd minute. Luton 1, Huddersfield Town 0. And then Jamie Reid with a penalty in the 21st minute, which sees Stevenage ahead 1-0 away from home against Peterborough United. And there is no action in League Two. So those are the halftime scores, and I'll be back in just a minute after this quick loo break. Don't go anywhere. And the second half against Chelsea, for the second half between these two is fast approaching. We are back, folks, after that very quick break, and I am back on your screen in just a minute's time when I get my camera switched on. There we go. We are back then, and second half is up and coming now for this one. And yeah, those are the scores. Really strange to see Manchester City 1-0 down. I didn't expect that against Bayer Leverkusen, who of course are a good team. I mean, they won the Bundesliga title for crying out loud not too long ago, but it is a strange one. I'm curious. It's just, it doesn't feel right, does it? I mean, the stats are in favour of City. I mean, they've had the only big chance of the game. They've got a 0.52 XG compared to the 0.28 for Leverkusen. They've had 5 shots compared to Bayer Leverkusen's 3. They forced 3 saves from the Leverkusen goalkeeper. Donnarumma's not had to make one. They've had more corners. They've had more everything. So it just doesn't make sense to me that City are a 1-0 down. I mean, who's in the starting 11? Because it's baffling. It is baffling. I mean, there's no Haaland. So where's Haaland? Why is Haaland on the bench? Immediate question, because he is the top scorer. I mean, Micah Richards and Jamie Redknapp depicted it at the weekend. Erling Haaland is by far means the top scorer for City and really the only scorer for City. So why is he on your bench? Why is Erling Haaland not starting this game? Because for Manchester City, they are not swimming in the Champions League at all. I mean, they are 5th. They're in the top 8, but only just. I mean, they're not in the top bit. I mean, they're 2 points behind the top. It's a concern. It is a concern because City should... I mean, why are you benching Haaland? I mean, you've got Leeds at the weekend, man, as well. That's the thing. They have got Leeds at the weekend. It's not a hard game. Like, okay, Leeds have beaten you at the Etihad recently. I accept that. But you don't bench Haaland when for the fact, like, because there was no injury. I don't think he's injured, Haaland. So what? Wait, I don't think there's an excuse. You don't rest Haaland in a Champions League game when he's your top scorer by a country mile for a game at home to Leeds at the weekend. So the only thing I can see there is potentially a clear message from Guardiola, as if to say, I'm prioritising the title race. Because if Haaland starts at the weekend, then questions should be asked as to why he didn't start today. Because, that's a clear message that he's not taking the Champions League seriously. Because Haaland's not on the pitch. They're 1-0 down against Bayer Leverkusen. It's not good enough, is it? I mean, it's simply ridiculous from Guardiola if he's doing that. But to me, the message is clear that he is prioritising the title race in the Premier League over Champions League success, potentially. And that's a concern. Derby County have doubled their lead against Swansea at the Swansea.com stadium. It's Lars Jørgen Solveson on the score sheet with number 2 for Derby. It's 2-0 away from home at the Swansea.com stadium. Real concern that for Swansea, but it is Swansea City 0, Derby County 2. So playoffs then. Top 9 is playoffs, Ashik. Top 8 is automatic. Top 9 is playoffs. So your prediction is for City to have to go through playoffs. And of course, we all know how it went the last time City were in the playoffs of the Champions League. They got knocked out by Real Madrid in emphatic fashion. Once again, if you haven't already, please do make sure that you are smashing the like button on the stream. We have not had any new votes either on the poll, so both of those things being done would be appreciated. Let's get to 5 likes, people. You know the drill. Come on. Well, let's have a look. I mean, okay, let's have a look. Right. So we can see that. So let's see. Top 8 right now is PSG, Dortmund, Chelsea, Manchester City, Newcastle, Arsenal. So right now, then Liverpool and Tottenham are outside of that top 8. But 4 of the 6 Premier League teams in the Champions League are, yes, in that top 8. Chelsea, of course, in there currently, if they get this win. City in there. Newcastle in there. Liverpool just slightly adrift. Tottenham, it's a push in it as well, because it's a push for Tottenham, actually. But 11 points will get them up to 5th, 6th. Concern looms for me, really, when you see that City are not doing well like that. I mean, it's not good on the yeah. I mean, it's. However, the most vulnerable club in world football. Well, big game tomorrow, Arsenal, Bayern Munich. Don't forget to join us. The kick-off is 8 o'clock. And you can join us at 7:45 for all the build-up to it. Coverage will be on TNT Sports. And in amongst it, huge game between Atletico Madrid and Inter Milan. Liverpool at home to PSV Eindhoven. A big game for Real Madrid away to Olympiacos. Paris Saint-Germain at home to Tottenham Hotspur. And Sporting Lisbon hosting Club Brugge. Here, though, it is time for the second half. Chelsea against Barcelona. 1-0 is the score. And a man advantage for Chelsea. Away we go. Delulu. Yeah, you've got more chance of beating us at the Emirates. Remember, Arsenal's current unbeaten streak at Stamford Bridge is 7, by far the best in the Premier League, and we could extend that to 8 this weekend, and we would hope to do that. I don't know if it is the best ever unbeaten streak for a Premier League side at Stamford Bridge, but it most certainly is one of the best right now, if not the best. And my laptop has just flashed up with it, because obviously Windows 11, at least, has... Ashik, no! Don't be deluded. Chelsea are the most vulnerable team in world football. What do you mean they're stronger than us? They shake. They're vulnerable. They're scared of United. No, Ashik, that is laughable. Oh, fucking don't rattle me when it's only Tuesday. For Chelsea stronger than Arsenal. I mean, really, oh no. And you Ashix, what have you done to where's the I can't. This is ridiculous. I mean, seriously. Quite possibly the worst tournament ever. Sure. Dear, oh dear. Oh. The delusion. I can't count. I've got a lot. I mean, I'm very consistent with the fact. I mean, I'm consistent in collecting the shirts. I mean, every season I make sure to have all 3 shirts. I mean, in the last 4 seasons, I've had all 3 shirts. So we'll call it at least 12. Koundé held up by Caicedo. And out for a throw-in, nothing more. Well, we will keep you posted on that Manchester City score because obviously it is one of those precarious situations and a bit precarious for Newcastle and Juventus because Bodo Glimt, a big, oh my God. Hang on a minute. Right. So, sorry. Right. Bear with me. Lois Openda, 48th minute, equaliser for Juventus. So that's 2-0 Chelsea through Andre Santos. And the offside flag is raised. So Lois Openda makes it 1-1 between Bodo Glimt and Juventus. Even more precariousness because Marseille are level against Newcastle. It's Aubameyang who has scored that equaliser. So Marseille 1, Newcastle 1, and then it is now 2-0 to Bayer Leverkusen, and it's Patrick Schick who has scored it, and it is an even more precarious Manchester City situation. Manchester City 0, Bayer Leverkusen 2. I mean, I'm speechless of that. And Juventus have turned around their fortunes completely in the early stages of the second half against Bodo Glimt. 2 goals in 6 minutes. And Fabio Moretti has made it 2-1 to Juventus away from home against Bodo Glimt. And it is Bodo Glimt 1, Juventus 2. Blomberg's goal ruled, cut out by Juve. And, well, Marseille have done the exact same thing and turned around their fortunes against Newcastle from a 1-0 down position. And it is now a precarious situation for Newcastle as well, because it is 2-1 to Marseille. It's all cracking off. And it's a second for Aubameyang in 4 minutes. So it's going wrong for Newcastle. It's going wrong for Manchester City. And what else is going to happen on this Champions League night? Marseille 2, Newcastle 1. In fact, that Juventus goal has just been ruled out as well. Good news for Bodo Glimt then. And now as well. Nothing's actually changed in the Championship. However, it is precarious for Luton, because Huddersfield have equalised. Leo Castledine in the 64th minute made it 1-1. Wow. All cracking off. Reece James with the corner. Good delivery. I mean, I don't know what surprises me more, really, this or City right now. And the fact of the manager is the manager should get a huge slap on the backside for not starting Haaland. And he should be called out over suspicions of not taking the Champions League seriously and prioritising the Premier League. Because it's clear that Haaland should start in every game that he can. And there is no exception as Esteval makes it 2-0 to Chelsea. And it really is a mess for Barcelona now. What a sumptuous finish. And it's surprises galore on this Tuesday night. Will it be another one of those where in a game week of the Champions League or the Carabao Cup later to come, or the Premier League, where only Arsenal and Chelsea win? I mean, Liverpool are to play tomorrow, but City are losing. Chelsea being 2-0 up is a surprise, and City being 2-0 down is a surprise. So, I did say Marseille would cause a problem for Newcastle. Bit of a precarious opponent. So I'm not too surprised that Marseille have got into that game against Newcastle. But my word, is it a night of surprises tonight? And is that a first Champions League goal for Esteval? Let's see. Let's have a look at Esteval. See how many goals in the Champions League he's scored. It is his second, I believe, Champions League goal, or third. Now, this is subjectory as to whether or not UEFA have updated that goal tally immediately or not. But the current tally is 2. And I will include that goal for now. So, yeah, looks to be only his second or third Champions League goal, and what a goal it was. Great finish. And it is such a strange night. And I would hope that Pep Guardiola has brought on Erling Haaland. In fact, he hasn't. He's put on Doku, O'Reilly and Foden. Well, they're all crap. I mean, I'm sorry, but I mean, what is the bugbear with bringing on Erling Haaland? I don't understand. Why is Pep so reluctant to bring on Erling Haaland? I don't understand. I'm not understanding Pep Guardiola's thinking. You've made 3 changes out of 5, and you haven't brought on Haaland. I mean, that is just a concern. And it has to be called out. Because there hasn't been a report of an injury. So, I don't know what is going off there. I'm sorry, but that is ridiculous. I mean, obviously, I mean, to be fair, I just don't understand as to why you wouldn't have Haaland on that pitch. It just doesn't make sense to me. Is he underestimating the opponent? I mean, it's just that I don't understand the mechanic. And I don't understand what's gone off in his brain there. I really don't. James's ball, it was not a bad one. It was right on top of the goalkeeper, Joan Garcia. Had it covered, got a hand stretched out straight away. Diana, welcome into you. How are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome aboard. Yeah, I've checked. And it's 2-0 to Borussia Dortmund. It's Garazzi with a second. And not too long ago did this game have a VAR tag on it. So maybe it was a penalty, I'm not sure. But Serhou Guirassy, 2-0 Dortmund. And I just can't get my head around this. He's clearly on the bench. There isn't an injury. In fact, I've just seen the dollar. So right. Yeah. Pep is not taking this seriously, is he? Trafford in goal. Okay. Where's your best goalkeeper? Where's your best striker? And who else is missing? He's got Diaz, one of his best centre-backs, on the bench. And look, Haaland's now coming on, but it's too late. 65 minutes. I mean, Haaland's a machine, but 25 minutes to make an impact. Nah, Pep Guardiola has got this game completely wrong. It's poor, entirely. You start Haaland from the start. If he's fit, you start him. Simple as can be. I'll call it out. Other people won't, but I will, because I don't believe that City should be losing 2-0 to Bayer Leverkusen. I don't believe that Erling Haaland should be on the bench for a Champions League game unless it's against maybe Kairat Almaty. In fact, I believe that the striker should be on for the lower priority games because that's when they're going to bag you goals. I'm talking about that as well in the terms of Victor Gyökeres. And I actually think that Mourinho is more effective in the big games. So, poor, completely. McTominay has put Napoli 1-0 up against Qarabağ. Okay, another example for you. Qarabağ, not so great of a team, really, I suppose. Not that big of a team. Napoli might have thought, oh, we'll slog it a bit then tonight. No, you start your best player, Scott McTominay. Oh, let me guess. They started Romelu Lukaku? Let me guess. Oh, no. I don't even know if Lukaku still plays for him, but not the point. McTominay is one of their best players. He has been one of the best players since his last season with United, when he was one of their top goal scorers. And the opponent might not be that big of an opponent. Doesn't matter. Unbelievable. I mean, I will call it out because, I mean, City are being Liverpool like today. It's 2-0 against Leverkusen. I don't understand it. Has he had a bang on the head, Pep Guardiola? Like, genuinely? Does he need to go to hospital? Has he got concussion? Like, he forgets that Leverkusen won the league a season ago, 2 seasons ago. Ridiculous. Neto, be a throw in. So now I want to see what's going to happen in this City game then. I want to see what happens now. 21 minutes to go. I want to see what happens now because Haaland's on the pitch. I mean, Dortmund are now 3-0 up against Villarreal. Down to 10 men Villarreal as well. There you go. Nice, strong team. Dortmund probably know they're going to beat Villarreal anyway. Still, nice, strong team. I guarantee Arteta tomorrow will start his strongest team. So the question remains, why has Pep Guardiola made that decision? Because it's not just Haaland. It's Trafford in goal for me. I mean, like I said, with the exception of Kara Almaty and those types of teams, you put Donnarumma in goal. And there is no way that Marmoush should be starting ahead of Haaland unless there's an injury. Which there isn't. We are in the 67th minute now of this one. Another check on the... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, it's Hull City nil Ipswich Town 2. My goodness me. Wow. So Akpom and Marcelino Nunes on the score sheet for Ipswich. Ooh, okay. Norwich on their way to a vital win, and all the rest in the Championship remains the same. Well, let's have a look at Super 6. I haven't put my iPad on charge, have I? Feels like ages since I had the 10% warning, but 5% now. Better put it on charge. Super 6, what is it saying to me then? What are you saying, Super 6, eh? Yeah, so if Newcastle can get level, I'm one goal away from a correct score there. I'm not going to get a correct score on City. I think we know that this game is not going the way of Barca. Yeah, well, I've decided that I'm not going to be watching Oxford against Ipswich on Friday, so before just do 2 Champions League as normal. And at the minute, we are on a reduced schedule because of our ability to get me out of here. So yeah. So 1 extra day off until that is out of the way. Because yes, I'm not going to watch every episode, but I like to watch the majority. So Neto is in on goal. Did okay there, Neto. Tomorrow is Arsenal against Bayern Munich, and the TV information for that one is, I think, TNT Sports. Presumably 1HD and Ultimate, but we'll just double check on where'sthematch.com for you. Let's have a look. So the place to be for Arsenal against Bayern Munich is indeed TNT Sports 1HD, TNT Sports Ultimate, TNT Sports 2HD, for Liverpool against PSV Eindhoven, TNT Sports 3HD for PSG against Spurs, and then your championship is on Sky Sports Plus and Sky Sports Football and Sky Sports main event for West Brom against Birmingham, but Wrexham against Bristol, Sheffield United, Portsmouth, Millwall, Sheffield Weds, and Blackburn QPR, all on Sky Sports Plus. If you do want to watch anything bar this tonight, then across TNT Sports, you can take a look at City against Bayer Leverkusen, where Leverkusen are leading 2-0 right now on 1 and Ultimate. 2 for Marseille against Newcastle. And 4 for Dortmund against Villarreal. And of course, if you want to watch this one, stay on Prime or go to Prime, and that is the place to get your football fix. Us. Chelsea, yeah, still 2-0. Oh, Liam Delap, 3-0, offside. The fourth disallowed goal, is it? Or third? Fifth? I think fourth. He's offside. Definitely offside. Yeah, all done. I mean, unless I can see a better angle, that's offside. Doesn't matter. Chelsea have won the game. Don't see Barca getting back into this. But there is a VAR stoppage. Napoli go 2-0 up. Juventus do have their lead. He's off. Enzo's off for me. First freeze frame, Enzo's off. I have no idea what the second one's about. For me, offside. And it's a goal. The VAR check has led to it being a goal. I can't say I'm convinced, but the Chelsea fans are convinced by their celebrations. And in yet another precarious match on this Tuesday night, a precarious scoreline sees the reverse of what I predicted, and Chelsea lead Barca by 3-0. They could have had 7 tonight. Well, 6, actually, sorry. I mean, how do you write this? City 2 down at home to Leverkusen. Chelsea slapping it up against Barca. It is unbelievable. This girl suddenly hit a prick. Right. Well, 3-0, 30 minutes to go. What's the chat saying? I think so. It's been a very unusual night. And Esteval, if this finishes 4-0 up, Enzo Fernandez straight at Joan Garcia. What a weird night of football, eh? I mean, yeah, weird. And City is still... I mean, Pep. He shot himself in the foot there. Have a good night, Ashley. No, you'll see me tomorrow, mate, won't you? Bayern Munich, Arsenal. No goal alerts to bring you. I mean, Newcastle are on the back foot. Aubameyang looks to have finished them off, but we'll see if they can get an equaliser. So Balde and Yamal are both going off. Yeah, Yamal, another not great display from him. Really hasn't been a great Barcelona display. Tactics in the first half, totally wrong. Second half has just been lifeless from them, really, have to be said. Rafinha has a go for goal. Could have been a goal back. Probably would have been consolation for Barcelona at the really at this point. Has to be said. Changes for Chelsea. I'm going to see Josh Ashimpong as one coming on. And I think he was a substitute against Burnley. Came on second half or the other way around. Only played 45 minutes. But today, 81 minutes is a lot more under his belt. Captain Reece James and Esteval start is also done. So the two changes for Chelsea in a night of surprise, but joy for them. The changes are to be followed as Josh Ashimpong, 1. So there's the changes then for you. Let's just get them out there for you. Roll them out. I'm surprised, but Stamford Bridge is ecstatic. So Esteval and Reece James replaced by Josh Ashimpong and Tyreek George. And City have still not found a way. Oh my word, that is pure embarrassment for Pep Guardiola, and I have to say, self-inflicted. You don't put out a weak lineup. I mean, Leeds at the weekend and you put out a weak lineup. I mean, really? Come on. They'll beat Leeds. They should anyway, but I think it's just terrible management from Pep there. But for Bayer Leverkusen, what a win that will be as well. I mean, it's just... I mean, I really am asking questions now because it will make me look at that City Leeds game more, I suppose, but it's just weird. Caicedo for Chelsea. Jamie Bino-Gittens. Like I said, a night of surprise, but for some, joy. I cannot believe the two Chelsea and City scorelines here. Both of them surprised me in their own ways. But there is a lot of questions to be asked of Pep Guardiola tonight, I would say. And I'm hoping that in that press conference that he'll get hammered for it, because if I'm being completely honest, City having Champions League success does not worry me. I would personally rather them stay in the competition, obviously, because it means that that they're going to have that maintenance, that regular games. You know what I mean? They're not going to have too much of a break. Be more tired. So 4 minutes to go anyway between Chelsea and Barcelona. I mean, it's still 2-0 Leverkusen. 90th minute now. I mean, they had 20... 20? How long did they have when Haaland came on? Let's have a look. 25 minutes for Haaland. And nothing's happened. And City have been attacked. You look at the attack momentum. I can't speak. You look at the attack momentum. Green, all the way across. Haaland on the pitch as well. Nothing. And you look at and you look at Leverkusen's attack momentum. Nothing. And then 2 little tiny blue dashes. Then nothing again. A little blue dash and there's the goal. 1 big spike there. And then really low attack momentum up until half time. Second half, they come out on the front foot after a City attacking phase. They maintain that. They get the goal. They get the goal after a small gap in the attacking phase. A high attacking phase for them. And then from there, it's 2 little blue spots to come up. And otherwise, it's green momentum for City. So it's strange. But what is even stranger is that Bodo Glimt have found their way back into it against Juventus for a penalty from Sondra Fett. 2-2 in that one. And that could be a huge result for Bodo. But a huge 2 points dropped by Juve, who are currently, with that, outside the playoff places and in the relegation bottom 11. But as we say that, they've gone back ahead. They've scored. It's now 3-2. And we'll find out who that Juve goal scorer was in a minute. The final whistle, by the way, has gone at the Etihad, and it's well, that was quick. 2-0 Leverkusen. Blimey. Yeah, Pep. If I were you, I wouldn't worry about talking to your players. I'd go straight to the press and I'd be explaining yourself. So City, yeah, there you go. That's them. Right. We are in the last couple of seconds of the 90 here. And we're going to get to hope this amount of time as well. Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0. At a time, we're going to get a minimum of 3 minutes. Wow, that is quite low. Only 3 minutes. To be fair, it hasn't been that decent in the second half, so I'm not too surprised, but I would have expected a bit more than 3. Three minutes for a 3-0 scoreline. Jamie Bino Gittins. A minute of the way through. The 3 minutes added on. And now halfway through with 90 seconds left of the 3 added on. Caicedo, Ashimpong. It is a late time for Chelsea. The LAs are out at the bridge. Last minute. Estevao puts it back. Enzo Fernandez in towards the lap. Final half a minute. And Caicedo should have gone for goal there. 3-0 up. Try and go for glory. Bino Gittins, good cross. It was directly on top of the head. Delap, teasing ball from Gittins. And the full-time whistle. And it is a night where it's unexpected blue joy at the bridge. Instead of having their vulnerabilities pierced by a team who are more than equipped to in Barcelona, Chelsea have pierced Barcelona tonight. 10 men Barcelona in the most unexpected result, bar the City result tonight, have been beaten 3-0 by Chelsea and a man down. Final score, Stamford Bridge, Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0, and it's on to us at the bridge for them. Closing stages then, 3-2 Juventus lead Borussia Dortmund 3-0 up against Villarreal. Marseille 2, Newcastle 1. That looks like it's going to be a Marseille win unless Newcastle can pull something out of the bag. There's the full-time whistle at Bodo. Finishes 3-2 Juventus. Kept riding in. Narrow win. Got there in the end. And 0-0. Boring between Slavia Prague and Athletic Club. 3 games remain live. And we'll have a look at your final scores in the EFL Championship tonight, where it's finished. Wow. 4-2 Coventry. I genuinely thought that'd be a 2-2 draw. But Coventry have scored 2 late goals, clearly. Yeah. Kitching and Sims, wow. Within 1 minute of each other. Grandstand finish from Coventry. Borough 4, I can't believe that. But that is, quite frankly, what champions do from Coventry. You make sure you win the game. That was going towards a 2-2 draw. I thought it was done. But 2 goals within a minute of each other from Sims and Kitchen. I mean, that is what champions do. And we thought Norwich were going to get a rare win, but they didn't. Because Philip Krastev on 90+5 got an equaliser for Oxford United to deny Carrow Road the joy of a win. Swansea pulled one back against Derby County, but Derby County were the team who got the victory. And that late goal came from Ethan Galbraith in the 90th minute, but it finished Swansea City 1, Derby County 2 at the Swansea.com stadium. And the championship standings after Southampton beat Leicester 3-0 and Watford drew 1-1 with Preston. Is Coventry now 10 points clear of Stoke and Borough. Stoke with a huge 3-0 win and a clean sheet tonight, but Coventry doing what champions do against Borough. Away from home, 2-2. You think the game's just going to go for a draw, but 2 late goals within the space of a minute. It's frankly what champions do. I just hope that Borough find a way to come up. Because, yeah. Okay, the bottom half. It is the remaining Sheffield United, Norwich and Sheffield Wednesday. In that bottom 3. And Norwich. Yeah, if they'd have won that and held on, they'd be on 13 points. They would have been 1 behind Oxford. And to have been just 2 of safety. But they dropped points late. A late equaliser, Oxford. Big blow for Norwich. Because the goal on half an hour, you would have thought they would have won that. A late heartbreak for them, really. That's a huge concern. Let's go back up to the Champions League then, where we're just about finished. In the 2 games between Dortmund and Villarreal and Marseille against Newcastle. Once those two have gone through with the full-time results, we will get off here and we will prepare for a huge one tomorrow, which is Arsenal against Bayern Munich. You won't want to miss it. And you can join us for all the build-up at 7:45. Kickoff is at 8 o'clock. It's on TNT Sports 1 HD and TNT Sports Ultimate. Big one at the Emirates. Come on, you Gunners. We're just awaiting the final scores now, but to run you through what has already finished: Ajax 0, Benfica 2, Galatasaray 0, Union SG 1, Bodo Glimt 2, Juventus 3, and the full-time whistle's gone for Marseille, who have beaten Newcastle 2-1. Obviously here, Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0, Napoli 2, Qarabag 0, City 0, Leverkusen 2, and Slavia Prague 0, Athletic Club 0 in probably the most boring game in the Champions League tonight. And all that remains is Dortmund 3, Villarreal 0, which is momentarily going to hit full-time, you'd feel. So for the league table, the top four is Chelsea, Arsenal, Bayern, and Inter Milan. Chelsea 2 points behind. The top three are Inter, Arsenal, and Bayern. Manchester City, it's just unacceptable the way they've lost that. I would be asking humongous questions tonight of Pep Guardiola, because they could have gone above Bayern, Arsenal, and Inter 13 points. They would have been top of the league phase until tomorrow. Instead, they're staying put, and they've allowed Borussia Dortmund to level up on points with them and Chelsea. It's unacceptable from a City point of view, really. And you have to ask questions of the manager. You don't leave Erling Haaland on the bench for a game like that. And it has hit him in the teeth. Newcastle are just about in the top 8 after defeat to Marseille. PSG play tomorrow, and we thought that was a Dortmund goal then, didn't we? But no, not quite. And then it's Real Madrid and Liverpool in 9th and 10th, just outside the top 8. Tottenham, Liverpool, Real Madrid, all to play tomorrow. Barcelona have their goal difference shaved to just +2 after defeat today, and remain on only 7 points, and they are 5 behind the top 3. Villarreal are only on 1 point, and Kairat Almaty only on 1 point. But the worst Champions League team at the minute is Ajax, who sit on a -15 goal difference in 36th and on 0 points. Club Brugge are in action, I think, tomorrow, and they have the chance to pull themselves away from the relegation spots and get themselves into those playoff spots. Although, strangely, Juventus in 21st hold a black spot. I have no idea the reason why that is. If somebody could confirm, that would be great. But Borussia Dortmund have fought it up against Villarreal, and just as we see that scoreline, the final whistle has gone, and I want to thank you all for your company tonight. It is 10 o'clock, and we'll see you all back here tomorrow at 7:45. You won't want to miss it. Arsenal against Bayern Munich. But until then, have a good night. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. explore right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight, we will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight, yeah. We are heroes tonight, we will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.